Today we will understand and what is quality tools and uses of these tools in our activities, so we can make our decision in very good way. This tool is very used to present our situation to people and make understanding very well. So let's get started. What is quality tools? 7 QC tools are following: flowcharts, check sheets, Pareto diagram, Ishikawa diagram, control/run chart, histogram, scatter diagrams. Basic tools are line charts, bar charts, pie charts, band charts. Let's understand one by one.
Flowchart are a pictorial representation showing all of the steps of a process. Useful for examining how various steps in a process are related, can often uncover loopholes which are potential sources of trouble. How to construction a flowchart. 1. Draw a flowchart of what steps the process actually follows. 2. Draw a flowchart of what steps the process should follow if everything worked right. 3. Compare the two charts to find where they are different because that is where the problems arise. This is example of flowchart. Start point to stop of process. Let's see more example of flowchart for more understanding. Actual impale of flowchart like Step 1. ED physician. Requests X-ray. Check box computer. Prepared form available? If no, obtain form handwrite patient demographic information. If yes, physician completes form. Then check patient able to go to X-ray alone? If no, obtain escort and then escort patient to X-ray and patient arrives, and requisition is given to clerk. Is requisition complete? If no, call ED for information and complete form, move further to registers patient. Register successfully. This flowchart, how information easy and understandable. This is the power of flowchart. Use this for all process and activities we do in business, work, etc. Now understand what is check sheets. Check sheets answer the question, how often is something happening? They begin the process of turning opinion into fact. How to constructing a check sheet. 1. Decide on the event that is to be observed. 2. Decide on the time period during which data will be collected. 3. Design a clear and easy to use form. 4. Collect data. Check sheet template. As shown in table, problem A, B, C happen in month and total. This shows month-wise and problem-wise happening event. We can prepare this check sheet based on process flowchart and check how flow is going. Check sheets example reasons for disagreements. As shown in table, reason-wise, how many people, day-wise, disagree on money, sex, children. One more example for check sheet shown. This table shown problem-wise every month happen. Now we have understand what is check sheet and how we can use. Moving further, we will discuss on Pareto chart. Pareto chart helps to see the significant few in the presence of the insignificant many, displays the relative importance of problems or conditions, allows you to better choose starting points. What steps in constructing a Pareto chart? 1. Select the problems that are to be compared by A. Brainstorming. B. Using existing data. 2. Select the standard unit of measurement for comparison, i.e., annual cost, frequency, etc. 3. Select the time period to be studied. 4. Gather the necessary data. 5. Compare the frequency or cost of each category relative to all other categories. 6. List the categories from left to right on the horizontal axis in decreasing order. 7. Above each category, draw a rectangle whose height represents the cost or frequency in that category. Additional features of Pareto chart. Raw data is sometimes recorded on the left vertical axis while a percentage scale appears on the right. From the top of the tallest bar and moving upward from left to right, a line can be added that shows the cumulative frequency of the categories. This allows you to answer questions such as, what part of the total is accounted for by the first 3 categories? This is Pareto chart example. Pareto chart with cumulative percent example. Figure 1 Pareto diagram for problems in QC circle activities. A. How to find a theme. B. How to conduct the meeting. C. How to get everyone to attend. D. How to apply techniques. E. How to assert leadership. F. Other key guideline for preparing Pareto chart. Fill in the period when data was collected and the total number of cases. N. Make scale marks on the inside. Write characteristic values. Draw a cumulative line for the first item. Don't forget a 0. Even if the number of other is high, it goes at the right. Draw the dots clearly. Designate a figure number and title. Do not extend the line above 100 units above the scale numbers. Decide scales so that the box of the finished diagram is approximately square. After preparing Pareto chart, we got major contributing factor. That factor further draw in Ishikawa diagram, breaks an effect into its possible causes. Major causes may be broken down into 4M, MAN, machine, material, method. How to prepare an Ishikawa diagram. 1. Generate the causes. 2. Construct diagram A. Place problem statement in box at right. B. Draw the traditional major cause category steps. 4MC. Place the brainstormed ideas in their appropriate categories. D. For each cause ask, why does it happen? 3. Interpretation. To find the basic causes of a problem. A. Look for causes that appear frequently. B. Reach a team consensus. C. Gather data to determine the relative frequencies of the different causes. Due to labor, possible causes are hard work so efficiency drops, needs 2 women. Hose is long, hose is heavy, work on hot days, being tired. Due to methods, possible causes are don't understand the characteristics of trees, no watering standards, wasteful watering, poor gas mileage. Ishikawa diagram example 4M done as shown. One more example of Ishikawa diagram to show how effectively we can use Ishikawa diagram to eliminate any problem. This scientific method uses overcome any problem. Run chart, employed to visually represent data, used to determine if the long-range average of a process is changing. How to prepare run chart. Construction of the charts is straightforward. Measurements of the process are plotted versus time. Run chart. Example, emergency room admissions. Control chart, a variation on a theme. A control chart is a run chart with statistically determined upper and lower control limits. These limits allow you to determine when the process is out of control. Interpreting control charts. The process is said to be out of control if 1. One or more points fall outside of the control limits. 2. Data forms unusual patterns within the control limits. Control chart example. Control chart example. Histogram. Repeated events will produce results that will vary over time. Reveals the amount of variation that a process has within it. Steps in constructing a histogram. 1. Count the number of data points in the set data. 2. Determine the range, R, for the entire dataset. 3. Divide the range into a certain number of classes, referred to as K. 4. Determine the class width, H. 5. Determine the class boundary or endpoints. 6. Construct a frequency table based on the values computed above. 7. Construct the histogram based on the frequency table. Example histogram. Example histogram. 7. Scatter diagram. Used to study the relationships between variables and test for cause and effect. Tightness of the data points clues you in as to the strength of the relationship. Constructing a scatter diagram. 1. Collect 50 to 100 paired samples of data that you think may be related and construct a datasheet. 2. Draw the horizontal and vertical axes of the diagram. Cause horizontal axis. Effect vertical axis. 3. Plot the data. Scatter diagram example. Basic quality tools are very much important to use in our presentation and activities. This is line charts example. Nowadays, AI and data industries very much key to understand to future growth. Bar graphs example. Pie charts example. Band graphs example.
In the summary of video, we have learned what 7Q, tools are, and basic tools, how we can use in daily life. Hope to all have some learning to further improvement. Please subscribe our channel to further update and new learning video in quality and manufacturing knowledge upgradation.